The animals were fed up getting eaten. They were fed up getting chased. They had nowhere to go. They decided to try and go up this brown thing and see what's upstairs and see what they can get away. Now, these animals were different from the animals that were getting ate and getting chased. These animals just seen so much suffering and so much torture that they didn't want to live that way. They wanted to change the way they live. And when they got to the top of trees, they found fruits, different kind of fruits. We have fruits today that are still there. And they started collecting the fruits and eating the fruits. Now these became vegetarian animals. That's right, animals that didn't eat meat. One or two of the animals that did eat meat followed them, but not many. Majority of them was vegetarian ones that were no into bullying or anything like this and trying to live a happy, peaceful life and survive and make a generation come of the next generation of animals. And as long as they kept off the ground, they were out of reach of the ones that couldn't climb up, because there was a lot of animals now that were deciding that we'll just eat anything that moves that's smaller. And that was the law. The law was the larger you are, the more you can eat. And it was just pure frightening torture for the other animals. So the animals up in the trees, they were lucky because they escaped. But they seemed to have developed a thing in the back of them called a tail. Yeah, that seemed to have come along to help them swing from one place to another so as they don't fall down. And they also seem to develop some kind of wings that can make them fly from one tree to another when they jump. Now, these were the first type of animals. We still didn't have birds. Birds haven't come yet. Birds come from them, but birds were not there yet. And they were eating their food and getting bigger. But these animals were getting intelligent. Yes. They were sussing ways out of not to get caught. They were working out how to build houses up there, little nests and things. And they were also looking down, and they knew when they can go down and when they couldn't go down and get a bit of food for the ground and get back up again. And then they sussed out how quick the other animals were so that they knew how fast they can get away. And the other animals just couldn't catch these animals. And they more or less kind of gave up and just continued eating what they could find, like little things that they could find running about, because some of them were clumsy and big. And there was still the animals in the sea. And the animals in the sea were still the same. They were still swimming about, eating everything. Because that they didn't know any different. But when they got to the land, they had to think about the next move. They had to think of what they were going to do next. So the time of thinking has arrived. So the time of knowledge is here now. And this is really at the beginning of time. This is when time started. When the animals started thinking for themselves. Now Robin had a plan. He was going back to Karamori. And he was going to get hold of the scientist, Harry. That's right. Harry's Mary's husband. And he went away back up Karamori anyway. And he was explaining to Harry, this is the situation. It's all confusing. I've got all these animals running about. They're communicating with each other, but I can't tell what they're doing. There must be intelligence amongst them, because they seem to make noises and know what each other's doing with the noises, so that must be communication. Have you got a device that you've invented that I can use with the animals to see if I can find out what's going on? Well, Harry's an inventor, and he invented a device that could hear animals make noises to each other. Then he could work out what they were doing and what they were saying. So to do that, he had to gather the information for Harry. Then Harry had to decipher the information to try and find out what was actually said and what they were doing. And obviously the book of time, you can't put it in because it's still not enough material. It's going to take a long time to get the material. But now, it's moving. We're moving on a bit. We're getting to the next stage. Stage where Harry gets involved. And Harry starts doing his experiments as a scientist. And he started studying things, just like Robin. And Robin would give him some feedback at the same time. And between them, they'd work out what's going on. And it would go in the green sack so that Father Wisdom could read the story. Anyway, Robin and Harry both decided to go down to see the blue planet and go to Cloud 19 and do some observing and see what he could pick up. Harry brought some of his scientist tools, and Robin was still making inventions. He had a one-man sleigh, which you could fly through the sky and fly around the world in one day. But it wasn't big enough for him and Harry, so he decided to make a bigger sleigh. So he made a four-man sleigh, not a two-man, a four-man sleigh. And if you watch Father Christmas at Christmas Day, when Christmas comes across, you actually see a sleigh that Robin made for Father Wisdom's brother, which is Father Christmas, the Red Santa. And that's the sleigh he uses at the moment, the one that Robin made. But Robin made this late time, not right now, he makes it longer in time, yeah? Because Robin's got to collect the information. And Robin loves collecting the information and he loves inventing things. So there was no stopping him from doing what he has to do. He started putting devices like mics, and he'd have flying mics, and he'd have the flying mics flying about the trees and listening to see what intelligent and what's been said up there. He'd also be hunting everywhere else around the world and flying around with his sled. He noticed that some animals didn't live in some bits of land where they lived in other bits of land, and some other animals never went to these bits of land but went to different bits of land. So there was different animals going to different places now. So it was kind of changing from the beginning. People were starting to, animals were starting to settle down to their own places. But there wasn't many animals where the ice was and the snow was. So he's trying to work, can they live here? Can they not live here? Why are they going to this part where it's a bit sunny? Why are they going to this part where it's a bit cold? Different animals, different temperatures. Why are they growing different? Why is that animal the same in that country as another country, but different when it goes to another country? And this is evolution. Animals were adapting to the environment around them. They were adapting to where they were at this time of life. And they were adapting to how to survive. And at the moment, it's still all about survival. But the ones up in the tree were more intelligent. They were not just about survival. They were about comfort. Survival and comfort. You know, they would make little tree houses that were nice and comfortable. They could swing from one rope to another, like the guy called Tarzan that comes out somewhere in the book of time, and he swings about the trees. And the animals started doing that. The animals started going from one to another and leaping from one tree to another. And they were the ones on the ground couldn't catch them. They were so good at this that they were lost. They would just had to eat what they had on the ground. But the ones that he was studying up, he's starting to get knowledge, wisdom, little bits of wisdom, little bit of learning there. And it was all going in the green sack, as I say, all going in the green sack. The green sack was getting bigger, but the green sack never gets full because it never ends what you put in the green sack. So you just keep putting it in. And one day Father Wisdom's going to read from this green sack. That's right, that's the whole idea of the green sack. Anyway, he's collecting, he's getting the information, this is going right. So coming back through the funnel, going up to Karamori one day, Robin noticed the black holes and the brown holes and the other holes. And what he noticed is the stuff coming out of the black holes was stuff that he was finding in the future. So in other words, stuff was coming out on a Monday and he'd be finding it somewhere on the blue planet on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So therefore, it was involving, but things from time past were coming to time future. Now I'm going to tell you about time future next time. Follow the story. I know it's a bit kind of long, but follow up for number one, you'll understand it all. Follow me on TikTok, which I'm doing it nice and slow, trying to get it there for you. And also follow Daisy the Lion on YouTube. Yeah, Daisy the Lion, that's part of me as well. And I'm going to have to go now, and I will see you again tomorrow.